This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with code GOLFSGPN to get your $1,000 bonus in credits. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Get up to $750 in cash back rewards each month when you sign up with edgeboost.bet and use promo code SGPN. Looking for all of our picks and podcasts in one place? Download the SGPN app wherever you are in your app store. So let's get to it. The Houston Open is here, the first leg of the mini two-week Texas swing, and then we head to Augusta. So let's not waste any time. Let's talk Scotty versus Rory because we have a very, very, very interesting DFS board at the top. We have Scotty 12-7, Rory 11-7, and then we have no 10K range and then a 9K range. So we're not going to do the whole 10K and above like we usually do. It's strictly the Scotty versus Rory conversation. Who are we taking at the top? Let's get right into it. I'm going to say right now, I think Scotty Scheffler is my guy up in this range. And that's for a few reasons. Yeah, he's obviously, I think, might be a little bit less owned than Rory. I really do. But actually, I don't want to confidently say that. They're going to be closer than they usually are. Looking at Scotty's course history, never missed a cut here. Runner-up, T9, runner-up. Generational course history at a course that makes so much sense for Scotty Scheffler. At the end of the day, Scotty is, I know he's great at everything, but before he was Scotty Scheffler, one of the best ball strikers in the world, he was a driver short game guy. And that's kind of what Memorial Park asks of you. So you get Scotty on a golf course that fits him perfectly in his home state. And I think you're going to be in for a really, really solid week. Rory has not played this golf course ever. He played the Houston Open back when it was at a different track, but he's never not played this golf course. So, it does. Rory is also a driver putter at the core. But I will say his driver has not been treating him well of late. He did not win the Players Championship with his driver. So I'm going to say right now, Scotty Scheffler is the play in this 10K range or whatever, 11 plus. He has got the course history. He's comfortable in the state, and he's hungry as ever. I like Scotty, even if he's a tad higher owned, and obviously $1,000 more. So let's pull the screen up. Let's get into the 9K range. We have JJ Spawn 99 down to Jason Day 9,000. We'll start at the bottom with Jason Day. Jason Day is coming in off of withdrawal at the Players, and it was really funny because J Day withdrew from the Players, and then over on Instagram, he's playing TPC Sawgrass like 3 days later. Just thought that was really interesting. But he's coming in hitting the ball fairly well. He's gained strokes ball striking in 5 of his last 6 starts. He's got 2 top 10, top 8 finishes in there. And he can definitely heat it up with both the driver and with the putter. He's got 3 made cuts in 4 trips here. 2 top 16 finishes. He's never lost strokes on the greens here. I do like Jason Day at the bottom of this 9K range a lot. Above him, I like Wyndham Clark also. His ball striking has kind of shown some decent signs. I know it was a lot of putter at the Arnold Palmer, but at the end of the week, he ended up hitting it better than he did early in the week. So I'm down for Wyndham Clark at 91. I do not love the guys right above them. Sungjae Im, Tony Finau. I don't mind Davis Thompson. I just think he's a tad overpriced. And then towards the top, JJ Spawn. This is you buying Bitcoin at $100,000. Too expensive on a golf course that doesn't fit him well at all. I think he's a great fade in all matchups. Aaron Rai, although he doesn't have the best course fit, in my opinion, he's got great course history. So he likes it around here. He's a great win player. That leaves Minwoo Lee. And although Minwoo Lee is somewhat unserious, I do like this golf course for him. A golf course where elite driving will set up solid wedge looks for him, which is what he needs in order to succeed. And we know what he is around the green. So up towards the top, if you have to go to someone, I like Minwoo. And then down the bottom, I really like Wyndham Clark and Jason Day. Let's get into this 8K range. Siwoo Kim down to Keith Mitchell. We'll start towards the bottom because I kind of like the bottom of this range. Keith Mitchell and Sahith Theegala at 8K flat. I want to take a look at Keith Mitchell and see what he did last week. Obviously, he was the first round leader at the Valspar, and then he immediately ejected. So Keith gained 4 strokes on approach. That was his best iron week since the 3M Open last year. So his best iron week in some time. He's got a top 10 finish here. He's got 3 made cuts in 5 trips. I don't hate it here at all. He lost strokes with the driver for the first time since the RSM Classic, but this is a good golf course for him to hit driver confidently, hit driver freely. So I do not mind Keith at all. I want to see how he's putt here. He's gained strokes putting in 1 of 4 trips. I don't love that. Whereas Sahith Theegala, I think this is a great golf course for Sahith. He doesn't have to be deadly accurate off the tee, and he could just be creative into greens and around the greens. And that's where you want Sahith. So I like both of these guys, but if I had to pick one, it probably would be Sahith Theegala. Towards the bottom middle, Max Grazerman, I think I don't mind him here. I just prefer these guys towards the bottom. And then Maverick McNeely. I think this is a great golf course for Maverick McNeely. What is Maverick McNeely at the core? A driver putter guy. And he's got some poor results in Florida, but Maverick McNeely is one of the least Bermuda guys on tour, truthfully. I always talk about Bermuda guys, guys who play well in Florida. Maverick McNeely is not one of those guys. So I'm not taking his recent Florida results as a detriment at all. It's funny that Jacob Bridgman priced up here. He played some great golf in Florida. He is the quintessential Bermuda, Florida guy. I can expect him to miss a cut here and play some poor golf. Towards the top of this 8K range, I do not mind going up to defending champion Stephen Jaeger at all. This is a golf course where Stephen Jaeger, who all he wants to do is swing as hard as he can without realm of where the ball goes. And you can kind of get away with it around Memorial Park. It worked last year. Obviously, he's the defending champion, won this event, has shown some good signs of late, was tied for that first round lead at the Valspar. 2 tracks that he's played well in his career. So this could be a spot on the calendar that Stephen Jaeger really circles. And I do not mind going back to him at all at $8,800. So let's get into the 7K range. Bermuda Ben Griffin, as I said in the name, it's not Bermuda. So we're going to take a passing to Ben Griffin at the top of this 7K range. Now, I do like Jake Knapp here. I kind of gave Jake Knapp some fault, and I thought that he would not be a solid play at these Florida events. He played okay in some spots. Obviously, almost won the I didn't almost win the Cognizant. Played well at the Cognizant with some really good approach play. He's honestly played nice on some club down courses, but his miscut last year was it was one of those worst putting. He lost 5.7 strokes putting last year. I want to see where that ranks out in his career in terms of strokes gained putting. This was his worst putting performance of his golf career, his PGA Tour career last year. He ended up gaining a little less than 2 strokes ball striking in 2 rounds. I think Jake Knapp bounces back here. It's a golf course where he could be a little bit more loose off the tee and then feed into that approach play, which has shown some really good signs over the last few weeks. So at $7,700, I really do like Jake Knapp as one of the better plays in this upper 7K range, as well as Patrick Rogers, $7,600, a guy who can launch it off the tee and get hot with the putter. Davis Riley, seeming like he's going to be chalk yet again, which I don't understand. Yeah, Davis Riley is finding some ball striking, but he's kind of unserious as it gets. When Davis Riley gets chalky, I don't see how it's going to work, especially not 2 back-to-back weeks in a row. So I'm going to definitely take a pass, a fade to Davis Riley. I much prefer Patrick Rogers or Jake Knapp at the top of this 7K range. Middle of the 7K range, we were on Nico Echeverria last week. He's a Bermuda guy, and he's a guy who is a great iron player. He doesn't really have the driver to make all the noise here. So Nico Echeverria is going to be popular this week. I think he's a great fade. I much prefer a guy like Nikolai Højgaard or Andrew Novak or Sam Stevens, or even from Højgaard down to Højgaard. I love them all. If you're running 100 lineups, sprinkle this group, because Nikolai and Rasmus have been playing some not great golf, but they could pop in an instant and they have as high as ball striking as anyone in this field. Andrew Novak is just minting good results. He's got a great driver, very accurate and a plus distance. Sam Stevens is both long and straight, and Lee Hodges is deadly accurate off the tee, and he's won on a big golf course before. So I'm down for Lee. I hope he is okay, because he's withdrawn of late. So I hope he's not like legitimately hurt. But those are the guys I really like towards the middle of the 7K range. And then at the top, like I said, Patrick Rogers and Jake Knapp. At the bottom, Nicholas Norgard-Muller, I think, is a great DFS play. He's a generational driver of the golf ball, both long and straight. I think his DFS price is much better than his betting price, because I don't expect him to win in that around 100 to 1. I don't think it's a good bet. I don't think there's enough value in that 100 to 1 number, truthfully. And then towards the bottom, I also don't mind at all Isaiah Salinda and Nick Dunlap, 2 guys who are longer and not as straight. Salinda is a little bit straighter right now. Dunlap has been really bad with the driver in terms of accuracy. He's literally hitting the ball out of bounds. but this is a golf course where you can hit the ball a little bit wide and then tap into the rest of your game, which has been fine from Dunlap. So I think this is a good spot for him to make a cut, get back into contention. So let's get into the 6K range. Before we get into the 6K range, a few quick ad reads, and then we'll be out of here. So DraftKings, when it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing is for sure, nothing is for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. Live betting, exclusive content, promos, parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. If it's your first time here, we have something special for you. New DraftKings customers get $5 with $200 and bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. So bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DK Sportsbook app and use code SGP. That's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 887-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem of gambling. Call 888-877-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Okay, 6K range. Let's pull the screen up and talk about some guys. There's some guys in the 6K range that could definitely make some noise, and I'm just going to list them off. Quick bullet points on each as to why I like these guys. Justin Lauer, he plays well on bigger golf courses. End point. Justin Lauer plays well on bigger golf courses. Ryan Fox showed some nice signs last week, was one off of the first round lead, and he ball struck the hell out of it. Extremely aggressive off the tee, which is usually a fault for Ryan Fox. But on a golf course where you could be a little bit wider down. Hayden Springer, also $6,900. Bomber off the tee, and he can get hot for a single round. If he gets hot for that single round, he should get through the cut, and then he has some upside once he is through the cut. Okay, down a little bit. Trey Mullinax and Alejandro Tosti, two guys who will absolutely launch it off the tee. I like Mullinax a little bit better than Tosti because Tosti is going to feel some pressure for trying to rekindle what he did last year, and I don't love that with Tosti, so I prefer Trey Mull here. And then 66, Chris Gotterup. I don't love the state of his game right now. This is a golf course for him to get back on track and make a cut. One of the best drivers on tour in terms of being both long and straight. And this is a golf course where that will help you a ton. Down the bottom of this 6K range, Kyle Westmoreland. This is one track where he should feel confident on because he has the skill set of the elite driver. And then down towards the bottom, I don't think you want to chase that Kevin Velo who popped last week. I don't mind Trevor Cone to make a cut because Trevor Cone is sneaky long, and this is a golf course where that helps. And finally, Braden Thornberry at the minimum. Braden Thornberry has truly high-end ball striking for being 6K min. So if you're going to want to go with Scotty Scheffler or even Rory, you're going to have to pencil in maybe two of these guys. So Braden Thornberry, Trevor Cone, Chris Gotterup, Kyle Westmoreland, and then I would go with Ryan Fox or Hayden Springer up at the top. That's the quick DFS rundown. We have a very special guest on tomorrow. Dom is not on the show tomorrow, so tune into the betting show tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Any questions, you know where to find us, and peace out. Thank you for listening.